Hello! Again, it's the Fully Cooley 2 Premiere Countdown Pillows Discography Podcast, Deluxe, Extra Deluxe, Hospitality, Reloaded, and Knuckles, a la mode, Super Alpha 2, Electric Boogaloo, A Tale of Memories, with Trail Mix, featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series, in Technicolor, but also in grayscale, in a baby carriage, rodeo style, filled to the brim with spiders, now with better sound, at night, and 6 milligrams of nicotine, monitored 24/7 by the police, featuring Ludacris, made with all natural ingredients.
Wow. So wholesome.
So wholesome.
Such as the woolly yak on the front of this album called Horn Again.
Hi
Is
there,
it a yak
everybody.
or is
I
it
don't
a goat?
fucking know. Yakety yak. Don't talk
Not
goat.
bad.
Oh, don't talk goat. Gets my goat. Okay, so...
Okay.
Yes?
What did y'all think of this album?
Oh.
It was interesting. I mean, I felt better about it than Parts. I can say that much.
So we've talked about how we tend to do 3 at a time, so I'm going to say this is somewhere in between Pied Piper, which is a really good Pillows album, and Parts, which so far, for me at least, might be their worst. So this is pretty middling.
Okay, so here's the thing with this.
Yeah.
I know I was the person who liked Parts more. Still not as much as Pied Piper. Because I think it's a fucking travesty that you're saying that it's worse than this one, because Parts was fucking Pet Sounds compared to this album.
Pet Sounds?
Wow.
The Beach Boys
That's
album.
wow, George.
Yeah, I know. Parts was fucking Pet Sounds compared to this bullshit.
Oh no.
I hate this album. I hate this album so much, and my virulent hatred is almost all I have, because I have barely anything to say about most of it. Because I found it very bland.
So
I think there will be a certain track on here that
there'll be a certain
lot to talk
yes,
about.
exactly. I want to get
Let's
to that
just
track.
do it in order like we always do.
Limp Tomorrow.
Limp Tomorrow.
I'm going back to my technical technical reviews of this, because that's where I just focused in there. The moment I just heard the first track, the drums just sounded so crisp that I couldn't be upset by the rest of the song because of how well this drum sounded in the song. It was a mild song, but they just did something so right with recording those drums.
I loved the outro of the song because they never did they've never done that this type of outro with that intensity. Like the ending sound is so loud as it fades out that I really liked it because it didn't feel like a fade out. It felt like this note that just goes on for so long that it was just fun.
I thought this was bland, and then I thought, this is kind of okay when the music cuts out into kind of the, radio filter voice.
Oh, yeah,
and then I was like, but it's not as cool when you do it a third time in the same song. I was not down.
That's true. It does repeat.
I was, Limp Tomorrow, Limp Dick, Flaccid Dick.
Limp today.
Limp today.
Limp at this moment. Okay.
Yep.
What about Give Me Up?
Give Me Up? I like Give Me Up.
Yeah, it reminds me of early Pillows, that in between of in between finding the Please Mr. Lost Man sound, right in between there. Mm-hmm. It felt like that. And it was just kind of punchy, to the point, short.
Oh no, definitely a punk motif in the intro. I definitely thought, and just the guitar was.
I thought the same with this one.
Oh,
I thought it was.
I was prepared.
I thought it was punk and overall just kind of fun.
Yeah, that's
so.
Yeah.
I also talked about how much I don't like the guitar solos last time. I kind of actively liked this one. So
there you go.
Take that as you will.
Okay. All right. Then we got Movement. So here's a fun thing about Movement. This is one of their songs that was occasionally they'll either after an album or after a certain song they'll name the entire tour that. The tour was called The Third Movement, which I just thought was interesting because it's I feel like starting with Parts, maybe even though Parts is bad, starting with Parts and going on, that is kind of the third section.
Right.
Because you have Fooly Cooley and the afterglow of Fooly Cooley, and then you have everything before, so that's 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
But then this is definitely, part of, the third wave Pillows loadout of albums.
Yeah.
kind of.
Third wave Pillows. It's it's a political movement.
It doesn't. It's not a song I would go back to. I don't love it, but I love the idea of it, where it's sort of yeah, we're old, we know, but we'll make it work.
We'll make it work.
It's a movement.
Yeah,
it's
yeah. I felt like this was retread ground. I just felt like it was retread ground, and I was. The song felt like it was zonking out. I felt like I was zonking out.
Ham and cheese again.
Yeah, I was just... No,
What I want to know, though, is just, like... I think they did double tracking on the vocals, because I feel it sometimes. They just, that the vocals seems layered. And I would like to know if they did that, because that would have been interesting to... I think that was the first time hearing that. For them doing. But, just mellow progression. That's pretty much it. Again, you can tell when, like, I'm losing interest where I focus solely on the technical recording side of songs.
No, totally.
Is there a fourth song on this album?
No, it's actually a blank space where Irene, My Beautiful Son from like 5 albums ago should be, because it's literally the same song but bad. I absolutely agree. Lily, My Son is like, we've already had a song where it's a girl's name and then the little, like, the subtitle is My Beautiful Son, and it's so much better than this one. This one is like, it's a nothing song. Besides that, everything else is just straightforward, like a Kit Kat bar.
Kit Kats!
It is, like you thought Movement was retread. I thought Lily, My Son is also retread.
Yeah, I just couldn't recognize it as a thing of being enough to recognize it was retread
it
ground.
wasn't even a thing. It was like white noise.
What was that? It's just...
What are we even talking about?
I don't know.
Lily, My Son, my actual notes, I try very hard to make sure I have notes so I can say things.
Yeah.
My note is, I have nothing to say.
Jeez, just like Theodore Roosevelt after his wife and mom died in the same week.
See, that's a moment of consequence. This is a moment of, I have nothing to say, in the same way that if you went like, I went to Starbucks today, I'd be like, I have nothing to say to that fact that you told me. You went to Starbucks today? Coolest story, bruh.
Right. Alright. Another... Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I don't love this album completely. I just think Upart's is a little bit worse. But, okay, we're forgetting about that. We're gonna talk about Biography. Don't love Biography either. There isn't, like... I don't know. It really, really washed over me.
Yeah, very bland. There's, like...
Like, whose Biography, though? When just by listening to it, it doesn't feel like a biography of the Pillows. It doesn't feel like...
You're not seeing, like, the arc or...
Yeah.
Maybe, like, Yoshiaki Manabe wrote this, and I don't know, like, a lot about him, so maybe it has something to do with that.
I don't know. I just don't think there was a lot of effort put into this one. I think that, like, this one has, like, 2 potentially notable qualities. I think that the vocals at the beginning are alright. I think there's a neat little ascending bit, but we know that they've been using that a lot, so...
Right, in a real oaky...
Yeah, it's exactly that. Speaking about this song is me speaking with about as much interest as I could tell you about the notes of a boxed fucking wine.
Box wine!
So, what's interesting here is, like... What we're noticing is that these songs are getting more repetitive, and I think it's because we've mentioned this before at some point where, like, Sawao has said that after Wake Up, Wake Up, Wake Up, he got a sense like he was sort of carrying the entire band. Not that they weren't doing anything, because clearly they're here doing things, but it's like he was sort of doing most of the songwriting, and when you're writing a song, when you're writing, like, every part of a song, I can totally imagine this happening. What
Especially
I don't understand
with
is
the
how they stayed together, too,
sorry.
right?
Yeah.
No, I get you.
Yeah.
How the what?
Especially with the, like, prodigious amount of work they do. Right?
Yeah, they do so much of it. You'd think that, like, there would be a little bit more of a hand from other people, but, like, that's the thing. It's like Sawao can't do it all. Like, it doesn't speak to his ability. It speaks to the fact that there isn't much, like, supporting, you know what I mean? But, yeah. Biographies, whatever. I like Sad Fad Love. I heard this song before listening to this album because it's on the same single as the song I mentioned in the last episode, Rodeo Star Mate. It was the second track. I actually like this one. It's like, I feel like this is how you do Pillows Unrequited Love. You make it, like, simple with, like, a really, like, memorable sound without like doing too much.
Mm-hmm.
Sad Fad Love's pretty good.
Yeah, no, just, again,
like the little
levels are great. Yeah, guitar tone.
It's unrelated. Like, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Blah.
No,
Not
all
a fan.
about it.
Not a fan. I was like, oh, there's some nice touches at the edges.
Ooh, sorry, my phone's ringing, everyone. Track 7. We're back. Nobody knows what blooms.
Yeah.
No, nobody. Let's just cut it. Nobody knows what the fuck is going on in this track.
Nobody knows what the fuck blooms. Okay, here's
what happened.
Here's my thing about nobody knows what blooms, and this is my question. Here's a base question, a yes or no question, and then I'm going to go into what I think about this song. Do you two like this song?
I do.
I do too. Okay. Just because of what it stands for, in my opinion.
So here's my question. Throughout this entire podcast, is this what you were waiting for? Because it sounds like we got it.
Not
and
this
I
late.
Hate it.
Not this late. Yeah, that's the thing.
It's not even not this late. Not even because of this late. I just kind of hate it. Like the random fucking, like what they added is like what? Okay. The idea of bringing the things higher into the mix that are weird is a good idea, but I think this song is just whiz bang with it. Like
it absolutely is whiz bang, but it wakes me up during this album that I hate. So I don't love this objectively within the rest of the Pillows oeuvre. However, I do really like it while listening to this song because I'm like the rest of this album because I'm like, oh, cool intro, nice bass. And then suddenly horn and sax and MIDI party horn? Sure.
No. No, it was just a small mouse band. That's what I thought happened. A small mouse band took over.
Acoustic twang backing the solo. Again, didn't care about the solo, cared about the backing guitar. Right. And then there were strings at the end. I was just like, so the thing about it is, yes, it's whiz bang, and in general, you are right.
Right. Like this isn't what I like.
No. However, this is one of my favorites of this album.
I mean, sure, because
again, really, really think that for all the vitriol that was put on Uparts, I feel like some of it should have been ready for this one because fuck.
I don't disagree with you there. I don't disagree with you there. I think my main difference. Maybe I should say this for the end, but I'll say it now. I think the main difference for me with these two albums is that this sounds like a mediocre to bad Pillows album, but Uparts doesn't sound like a Pillows album. Like, overall, it just felt like it was such a departure that it was a different band.
Okay. You know, on that note of it, I think that I could generally agree with it, but in that, I at least found things to be interested in at parts.
Okay.
So the worst you can do. So like, in general, if I'm rating things on a number scale, right, or something like, basically like, I would rather consume something that is, I will have a better experience consuming something that is aggressively bad. Because in some ways it will be different.
Yeah, I see that.
Rather than something that is like just so bland that it can't give me anything.
Right, it can't hang.
So
I see that.
That's my general thing, and that's why I have such a hatred.
But I think it just boils down to, the difference of perspective.
Yeah.
That's what it just boils down to at the end of the day.
It's true.
So
it's very true. Alright, Emerald City. We got some Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
It says Dorothy wants in the song, so therefore Emerald City.
Of course.
If every song was this quality, like if every song that was worse than this song was as good as this song, this might be a recommendable album. Emerald City, I
was really non-pussy about it.
No, nothing.
No.
It was like I get it definitely washed over, but it wasn't as like this is washing over me and I'm mad about it. This was like you got some good ideas, but like overall.
So what I liked about it, because there's one thing of not needing someone anymore, is like not necessarily a fully new idea, but it's
cool.
More different compared to the usual thing of it. But in general, nonplussed. Very
if you're
like...
gonna do a Wizard of Oz theme song,
you gotta go with it.
You gotta include something about clicking the heels.
Oh yeah, or just have like a woodblock click.
Why does this song not have the same, like, Why does a song called
yeah.
Emerald City not have the same whiz-bang bullshit
Of
production?
Nobody Knows What Blooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, why
like
does
have
it...
some speed ups to like get that like high pitch.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the thing, and this is why I liked in this album Nobody Knows What Blooms. Nobody Knows What Blooms is campy. It's literally like ridiculous, and that's something that I can like appreciate. But so much of the rest of this is just existent, and in the case of song 4, it doesn't. It just doesn't.
It just doesn't.
It's a hologram of a song.
What about Brilliant Crown?
Please no mid-tempo. Please no mid-tempo.
Oh no!
Oh my god. I just like...
It's too late. It's too late to do this shift.
I just like the mid-tempo... mid-tempo boring sometimes annoys me more than like slow-tempo draggy, because I'm just like, you didn't even take an artistic stance.
Yeah,
I think it also would have just been more powerful if it was just straight acoustic.
Yeah,
you know?
I could see that.
Really do a tonality
wow,
shift.
Actually, yeah. Shit.
Though it wouldn't have fixed his wailing, because his wailing made me want to drill a fucking lobotomy hole in my head to let the demons out.
It's not where the lobotomy happens. It's like here, doesn't it?
Great visual choices for all our listeners.
The side of the head was pointed at, and then I pointed at the front of the head. No, the front of the head was ice pick lobotomies.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Ice pick. Oh, but you're saying drill.
I'm saying a drill, like those things when they would drill holes to like let things out.
The demons out.
Like not actual full lobotomies, but like the real. Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Man, surgery was weird.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird that a whole like practice based on just opening people up is basically a trial and error thing?
Yeah, it's fucked.
Modern medicine.
No.
Brilliant Crown. Actually, yeah, it could have been better acoustic. That might have been a good idea. But actually, legitimately, I enjoy Doggie Howl. No?
I don't know what I expected it for the last track to be, and I don't think I was expecting Doggie Howl to be the last track.
It picked it up some, but it's kind of monotonous, and it was another drill. It was just like the guitar was another just like...
Oh, God.
Just kept going.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Doggie Howl's a little bit worth it. I didn't have a lot to say about it. We're in a bad patch. I'll tell you right now. I think after this, though, I think after this album, it gets a little better, because then we go into Trial, which is actually cool. But I don't have much to say about Doggie Howl other than that. It was all right.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to do top or bottom first?
Top.
Yeah,
top.
Let's do the top
Okay.
first. The less relevant category.
Mine was Give Me Up and Nobody Knows What Blooms.
Okay.
Nobody Knows What Blooms. It's the only one that I could give a shit about.
All right. And I have Sad Fad Love and Doggie Howl.
All right.
My bottom ones were obviously the unknown fourth track, Lily My Son, and Biography, the also unknown fourth track.
Yeah, Lily My Son, I'm gonna be honest, I can't pick my second least favorite, because the rest of it just like is a fugue state. Like I just like...
See, that's funny, because mine was Lily My Son, Lily My Son, Lily My Son, Lily My Son.
And the biggest thing about it is that like there are songs that are bad. You hear them and you just go, oh my god, there's so much about this that is bad.
You know it's really bad? So, like, remember when It's Friday by Rebecca Black came out the first time?
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, this is horrible. But then you got swooped up in the meme of just people shitting on it. And you're just like, well, maybe it's not that bad. Listen to it now again. And her voice is...
Right.
Oh my god,
but
it's worse. I don't know how it got worse.
Let's talk about Friday, though, for a moment.
Yeah.
Right? Friday is a song that is bad, right?
Yeah.
You listen to it and you go, oh my god, this is so bad. I can pick out the things about it that are bad. There are things that are not the absence of good, but counter to good. And then there's a song like Lily My Son, which is not... It's not the counter of good, it's just an emptiness. It is a void. It is something that you look into and you say, are there traits to this song?
Now, I'll say this.
Choices made?
By the end of college, being a senior and recognizing that more and more students are coming in because of upcoming freshman classes and stuff like that, and people that you hang out with, I don't know, they spend a lot of time in the student center and they kind of gravitate towards these people because they're just established in the community. Also, it's a small campus to begin with. And speaking about Leslie, and you sit there and you think to yourself, maybe I should make a couple more friends that are freshmen before, graduating and meet some new people. And you sit there, you talk to them, and then you start to realize, and it dawns on you. And then you even think back to high school about all these people that were in your graduating class, and you just think, man, those were really just 2D people.
True.
You would just have a conversation. You would not go anywhere else. Maybe talk about the weather or this upcoming class. Or
they're all named Lily.
They're all named Lily.
They're all named Lily. Sorry for any of our viewers named Lily. Your parents were cruel.
Yep. So we have 4 albums left.
The big 4.
Trial, Moondust, Stroll and Roll, and Nook in the Brain. I can guarantee some good quality from 2 of them, and I won't say which ones.
Good.
So we are not... Don't stop listening yet, folks. There are more recommendations to be given out. There's 4 albums left, and then after that, it will be the day before Fooly Cooly 2 comes out, and we're going to talk about the entire Fooly Cooly OST and how it relates to the show. So, that's about it. That about wraps it up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Don't listen to Horn again.
Don't. This album and the one before it,
you can just
do not
pass,
bother.
Yeah.
Also, my comment about it being Pet Sounds compared to, I stand by that, but this is literally like arguing about, like, man, should I just, like, go outside and eat that, like, mud that has, like, a rotting apple inside of it and a worm? Or should I literally, like, gargle diarrhea?
Oh!
Bye!
Bye.